Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. We got a great show in store for you this morning. But before we get to all that, I have a few things I want to share with you. Oh, it's definitely winter out there, isn't it? I had an opportunity this past week to tour up in Buffalo just right around Thanksgiving. I'll tell you, we have a lot to be thankful for down here. Those poor folks really got beat up there. I was prepared to see some things, but when you see entire buildings just collapse in on itself, and you see inside there, like there was one particular auto body shop, and there was still cars in there. There were cars that were all smashed because the plows came through. They had no idea where the vehicles were. Saw people's houses where some of the rafters had cracked and things like that. 7 feet of snow. Unbelievable damage, unbelievable situation. You know, and then I felt so bad for the families that they lost loved ones in that storm, which is a lesson for all of us down here in Chautauqua County. I don't like to preach, but just think about this. And it has nothing to do with necessarily that you're a particular age over 60 or something like that, but for anybody, if you get that much snow, you shouldn't be out there lifting. I don't care if you're 20 years old or 120 years old. Some of that snow is just way too heavy. Wait till you get some mechanical assistance before moving that, because that got compressed and it was a lot of moisture in there and just way beyond what most of us should be messing with. One fellow that unfortunately passed away right in his vehicle, I kind of asked questions. Well, what was the deal? They always tell you, don't get out of your car, stay there, we'll find you. 12 feet of snow he was under. There was just no chance of finding that poor guy, so the hearts go out to that family. But I think the advice still holds. If you do get caught in a whiteout and you can't see where you're going, just pull over, sit still. Just wait till the storm subsides, or if you can't move, just call somebody. If you got your cell phone, keep it charged. Keep something in your vehicle like some food, a blanket, a flashlight, flares, whatever. You know, we all say, oh, yeah, we'll get to it. Us guys especially, we're such procrastinators. Our wives tells us that. You know, think about some of that, because winter's just really in the beginning stages here. And I say this every week if you're new to the area, because we do have folks that are new here. They've moved up from the tropical areas, or they've moved back, and they forget what it's like to be up here in Western New York winter. Take a few little extra precautions and think about that. Make sure those tires are in good shape too. So anyways, Buffalo really got hammered. South Buffalo, Lackawanna, Hamburg. It was something. And we were in Hamburg, and we went out for dinner the night before Thanksgiving, and we saw the snowbanks. They were still like 4 feet high, people's lawns, and you still could see where they had carved out a sidewalk between the banks and things like that. So anyways, pretty extraordinary situation. And you know, for those that are younger than me, they'll say, "All right, where were you the day they had that storm?" Just like we talk about this thing called the Blizzard of '77, or we talk about, you know, all those other crazy storms we've survived. But Buffalo's hanging in there, and they're supporting each other. My son Justin and a bunch of his fellows that they work together doing heavy equipment went up a couple days after the storm, after they took care of their responsibilities down here for plowing, and he showed me a picture, and he says, "What do you think this is, Dad?" And I'm looking, and I don't know what in the world it was. I thought it was maybe the sidewalk, bare spot. He said, "That's the top of a car." I go, "What?" And all you can see is this little patch of blue, gray kind of a look, and then he says, "And there's 30 cars ahead of it." And you couldn't see anything except this field of snow, and they had to dig all these vehicles out. So that was just incredible. All right, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and you're probably still partaking of the turkey. I know me and the dog can only eat so much turkey. My wife's not real keen on leftovers, so we're finishing off the balance of the bird here little by little. But anyways, it was lots of fun. Hey, Black Friday, maybe a thing of the past. I don't know. They said between Cyber Monday coming up and online purchasing, Thanksgiving night, I don't get that one. Shopping, you know, right after you eat and getting away from family, I don't get that. Anyways, I guess it spread things out. So maybe the crazy Black Friday is a thing of the past. I was thinking about that on the way up here this morning. One year I thought, I'll go out and I can handle Black Friday. This was me 20 years ago when they first started this whole crazy thing. And so I thought, I'll go to the mall, I'll get some really good buys. I think it was over by Penny's, and there was a pillar. I hid behind there. There are so many people. I'm not claustrophobic. I like people, but it was just nuts. I got in the car, turned around, and left. I don't think I even bought anything that day. It was just scary. And I don't know what turns people into crazies when it comes to something that's $2 less than it was the day before, but wow, that was wild. Okay, as you know, Chautauqua Sunrise is your show. It's our community show. It's a multi-generational program that I hope to bring various speakers and guests on here that are of interest to you. As always, if you have a suggestion or you'd like to come on the show, contact me at these pieces of information that's below us. If you have an announcement, an anniversary, a birthday, an event that you'd like for us to promote, give us a call, 753-5225. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can send us a letter, whatever it is, right here at Access Cable 5 in Mayville, and we'll be happy to put that on for you, free of charge. It's our pleasure. It's your TV station. It's for your use as well. So don't be bashful. We don't often get a lot of phone calls, and we know that many of you watch the show later in the week. That's cool. Just don't call in the middle of the week, because nobody will be here to answer the phone. Okay? So right now I want to go through some things, and hopefully Chris can keep up with me. We've got quite a few flyers and screens to show you. But Chris, let's start out with the Defenders of Freedom. This is going to be the last time we're going to bring this one up. Our good friend Greg Peterson and the crew, Gary Chilcott and the Veterans Administration and Services here in Chautauqua County are calling for any World War II vets only right now. If you know anyone, if you're a veteran and you're interested, call that number, 489-2224. Give Greg a call, set up an appointment, and go tell your story. Tell about whatever you want to talk about during World War II. They are making this a historical archive of all the folks that served in World War II. And they're very anxious to hear from you. I was down with my father-in-law, had a great time. We haven't seen the final product yet, but we've seen some of the raw footage, and it was a wonderful experience for him, and I know he's still talking about it, and they would love to hear from you. Men or women, if just because you maybe weren't over in the European theater or Pacific, but you were working in the United States during that time doing support services or whatever, they still want it. We still want to hear about it. Okay, this is our history, and you should be part of it. So give Greg a call. Okay, we're going to wrap that up for November. November we were featuring veterans. So again, thank you all that have served our country and continue to serve our country. We owe you a lot. Okay, let's see here. Moving on to, I think, the Grape Discovery Center. All right, let me pull up my information here. Grape Discovery Center is a great new facility over in Westfield. It's over on Route 20. And on Saturday, December 13th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., they are going to have a special sale. And the reason why I'm telling you is I don't normally do like sales stuff, but this is to support the Grape Discovery Center. And there's going to be some music by a fellow named Tom Tricoli. I hope I said that right. Who'll be playing some holiday favorites for a couple hours there, 3 hours. And they say here that the gift wrapping will be available. And if you haven't been to the Grape Discovery Center, they have awesome things, presents, gifts, things that you can purchase for the holidays, for somebody special that has a grape motif. It has symbols of grapes and things like that. So if you want something a little unusual or different, check them out. I know I'm thinking about stopping by here real soon. But 13th, they're going to have a special sale, and that's to support the Grape Discovery Center. The Grape Discovery Center is an educational center as well as supporting the grape industry. And if you have any interest whatsoever, go on down there, check it out. They'll give you a little tour. You get some free grape juice. You can buy wine there. They use grapes in so many different products that you'd be surprised how they've really developed the grape into, I think, salad dressings and juices and wines and other kinds of syrups and things of this nature. And it just really supports the region very well, and it's a very impressive facility. So check it out if you get a chance. Okay, we're happy to announce, let's see, 1, 2, 3 other things coming up. Our friend Erin Howenstein was here, and she's got today, November 29th, this afternoon from 4 to 6. Now, how cool is this? Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. It's a one-man show, and somebody named Kim Terrario, hope I said that right, is going to be performing. And Erin tells me that Kim does every single character in it, and it's supposed to be outstanding. So if you like the Dickens rendition of the Christmas Carol, go over and bring the family. It's $5 a person. Once again, they're supporting the local library. And if you haven't been to that library, as all of our libraries, check out all the libraries, but the Peterson Library is really awesome. And so that's a lot of fun. They have 2 more things going on. They have the Grinch Fest. That's the week before Christmas, Saturday before Christmas, December 20th. Bring the kids to that. That should be lots of fun. And that's from 1 to 4 right there at the Peterson Library. And I asked, so I'm assuming the Grinch may be making an appearance. So if you have the kids there, that's a great holiday classic, Grinch. And then finally, they have another program for the veterans, and this is coming up, I guess, this week, Thursday, December 4th, from 1 to 3, and there's a discussion about the Veterans Book Project, and it's open to the public, and I believe it's free, and they're going to be talking about archiving information about the veterans and all the things that they've got to offer, and so check it out. Once again, that's for you veterans, and I believe this is for all veterans as opposed to just the World War II, like the Defenders of Freedom. Also want to remind you, if you are thinking about changing your Medicare options, last call on that is December 7th. Check things out with the Office of the Aging if you have any questions. Our good friends down in Marianne Spanos and the crew, they'll help you out. They have trained folks, and they will help you make some good choices on that. Okay, once again, if you want to contact us, you can email us, call us, and Twitter us, whatever, and we're happy to hear from you. Okay, we're going to take a break here for public service announcement, and then we're going to get on with our show. So this is for you.
114th Infantry Company, Iraq.
The memories are all blurred.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
The words, they're hard to find.
I came back a different person.
I wonder if she's better off without me.
You just feel alone.
You gave all to the cause of freedom.
Now it's our turn to give our all to you. It's free and totally confidential. Reach us at OperationNotForgotten.com. We are here.
Okay. If you just joined us, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and in a moment I'll be bringing on our very special guest, Rick Mascaro, who I'll be grilling and drilling and asking all kinds of information. But I want to start out with a funny story.
I'm really looking forward to getting
Here's
yes. I'm looking forward.
You're looking forward to this. All right, here's my story.
Wait a minute, I have to say something first.
What's that?
What's up, Doc? Yeah, everybody's probably done that on the show, but
that's okay. I'm used to it. That's good. It's right. I consider that a sign of friendship, of concern. All right, here I am in high school. No, 8th grade, all right, 8th grade. I'm skipping ahead too quick. And my mom says to me, I want to make sure you have a good education for your future. Because you're going to say, oh, where's this all going? So I go, okay, as much as an 8th grader can say okay. So she says, here's the deal. Your father and I are willing to send you to Canisius High School, which is an all-college preparatory school, and it's expensive, and if you can pass the entrance exam, we'll send you. I'm going like, all right, cool. With one little ingredient, one little little piece of information that I have to follow through here. I said, what's the little extra requirement here? It says that you learn to dance. See those faces? See that? I go, what? She says, well, if you're going to go to that fancy school, they're going to have dances, and you should know the social proper way to dance. You don't understand. 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid, I was like 6 foot, and I couldn't even walk straight, let alone dance. I said, all right, fine. So Mrs. Rupert's dance class, there I am trying to learn the T-Berry shuffle and waltz and what was socially appropriate for how to dance with a girl, and oh my God, it was. Well, anyways, what made me think about it, because Rick, I know you do musicals and I know you do productions, and I was thinking, please, whatever you do, do not ask me to dance. Promise?
I'm not going to ask you to dance. I promise. I
promise. I won't ask. So let's get to the heart of the matter.
One of my weaknesses.
Don't dance. I stand on this side of the guitar. Folks, I want to introduce you officially to Rick Mascaro. Rick, I saw you first at our Rotary Club. I listened to what you had to say, and I was fascinated by some of the projects that you've done and what you want to do. But before we do that, tell us about yourself, where you come from, where you went, how come you're back in the area and all that stuff. So go ahead and tell us all about yourself.
That's the whole show.
Okay, so I have no problem stopping you.
Oh, all right. I'm from Westfield originally. I grew up in Westfield and graduated from high school in Westfield in 1968. So
okay.
a while ago. And my background out of Westfield was I was very much involved in a lot of things, but the thing that I was primarily involved with was theater. And I was involved with Lakeshore Little Theater, which probably many of your viewers remember that group that did theater productions with people from Northeast all the way up to Orchard Park and that area, and did a lot of theater stuff and fell in love with it and had some good people to work with. I got into education. We'll compact this very nicely. I got into education, and I got a degree in speech and theater, and I taught theater for a long time. I taught in South Carolina. I taught in Colorado after I graduated from school there. Went to University of Denver in Colorado and taught there. Moved back, ultimately moved to South Carolina and got involved with education there. Taught theater. Got into school administration. You
went to the dark side. That's what they all told me.
That's right.
You'll never be the same.
You and I had sort of a similar situation in that you did BOCES.
Yeah.
And I did our career technology program, which is kind of
Wasn't it great?
Oh my God!
I love working for them.
The best job I ever had.
I had so much fun.
Yeah. It was great.
You weren't necessarily worrying about all the the crazy things of that you know, all the testing and that, even though it slowly came into VOTEC and Career Tech, but it was just so different. It was just a lot of fun.
And they came out and they could get a job and do something and make a living.
They had marketable skills.
They did. They did.
Nothing like a good liberal arts background. What do you do? I can talk, I can walk, but I can't dance.
What can you do? But I taught, I was an adjunct professor at Clemson, taught at Clemson, did speech there, and have always been involved in theater. I've started 2 theaters in Anderson, South Carolina, where I live, and worked with community theater. I've just been involved with theater since I was a little kid. When I retired a year and a half ago, my dream was to come back to Westfield and start a theater company, because Lakeshore Little Theater no longer existed, Westfield Community Players no longer existed, Fredonia Players no longer. All the groups that I had worked with growing up didn't exist anymore, so I thought it was a good time to start that venture again. When I got here, I thought, okay, I'll hook up with the county arts people or whoever I need to get the most bang for the work, and I found out there really wasn't a clearinghouse per se. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So I thought, you know, we're going to start a theater company, but I think we also need to start a center for the arts along the lakeshore, and our plans that we are working on now is we have developed the Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and that's our new baby that I talked about at Rotary.
So what would be your dream vision for the Lakeshore Center for the Arts? What would it look like? I mean, is it a place? Is it people? Is it just, you know, a show once a year? I mean, is it a physical place? What do you see?
I foresee it as a place. Once upon a time, Western New York was a mecca for the arts. I mean, you could have, we had strings programs, we had operatic programs other than at Fredonia, those kind of things. A lot of that stuff has disappeared, and I think the aim of this center is to make available to the public, not things that are already there. Our aim is not to be in competition with anyone. Our aim is not to take students away from the dance teacher or private voice teacher. Our aim is to offer high quality performances, instruction, attendance opportunities. And our focus area is the same as it was for Lakeshore Little Theater, from Northeast to Orchard Park, up to Jamestown. Jamestown has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
and I don't want
good stuff.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay.
But that's our dream, is to.
How old? I mean, what are the ages for this?
On the school level, kids get a lot more than adults get. It is certainly for school level, and we are going to be starting some classes this winter that are going to be open to all age groups. But because adults at this point in Chautauqua County are kind of on the back burner as far as the art's concerned, I think our primary concern and our primary area of offering things to the public is going to give adults an opportunity to take part in that. Also have programs for kids, but because they already have opportunities to do that, primarily focusing on the adult community.
Very good.
Yeah.
Prior to the show, we were talking about our heritage, and I said that I was half Sicilian. I'm also quarter Belgian in part and quarter Irish, but I'm also 1% Japanese. And you might say, "Oh, where's this going?" Well, remember I told you I went to Canisius High School.
Right? Yeah.
Went to high school, learned to dance. So there I am in my senior year, and there's a call for singers. Well, I've been playing in a group for years, rock and roll, the Beatles, all that jazz, all this stuff. So I said, well, I can sing, but my voice at that point got pretty deep, and that's a whole nother story. Anyways, so I try out for this musical. So what do I know? I don't know what the Mascaro is. No. They just did this at Westfield.
Yeah.
And so the next thing I know, I'm singing baritone bass. They take out my eyebrows and they put them up here. I'm walking around in a kimono or whatever Japanese long gown thing. And I had to learn how to use a fan. It's all true. If you want to see me in a dress, my father, I know you're watching that, my father has pictures of us. But it was probably one of the most fun things I ever did in my life, and that was the only time I was in a play, in a musical. It was great.
I think you should follow through with that then. I think probably something very exciting for the audience.
I want to be the guy that carry on
with a dress with your eyebrows here. What do you think?
I'm looking for a picture. I want to be the guy they carry on the pallet there or whatever, the poobah or whatever it was called. So anyways, all right, so do you envision right now like a hub for all this as far as where it would be located?
Well, we have already begun in that we have 3 plays under our belt already.
Really?
Up to this point, we've kind of been theater oriented. Now that we have become, we're in the process of getting our 501c3 incorporation and all those things that you need to do to have the wherewithal to go out to the public and do things and raise money and do all those sorts of things. So that's coming together as we sit here. But we've done, like I said, we've done 3 shows. We did Spoon River Anthology, which we did over at the President.
A couple of our Rotarians were in that. I saw their picture.
Yes, they were, yeah.
I saw Jack Dean and Diana Hamels.
Jack was up there, yeah. What else did we do? We did Love Letters with Alan Cook, and Diana was in that. And we did Ella Monsnary, which was our first place. That's the standard follow-up question on that. Ella Monsnary.
Mosynary?
Ella Monsnary. ELEEMOSYNA.
Oh, it's all one word. All right.
All one word. It means charitable, giving of alms.
Is it English?
It is.
I've never heard that.
I never heard it either until I did the play.
I have to use that in Words with Friends here soon.
You should use that.
I should use that word if I get the letters.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. And right now in the pipes we have a play by local playwright and author Linda Lavid, who wrote a play called...
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. With Scenes from a Marriage, which we're going to be doing February 14th and February 21st. February 14th is a dinner theater at the Dunkirk Moose. February 21st at Westfield Moose as a dinner theater.
So you're going to send me that information so we can promote it here, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And if you have it in a poster format, PDF,
we'll
bring it up just like we've been doing.
And when we do everything at the Peterson, at the Octagon Gallery or upstairs reading room. And Nancy, you know, probably a lot of you know Nancy Nixon. She's do you know Nancy?
I believe so.
Yeah, she's a good lady and very supportive of the arts. So we're going to do that. But again, right now our emphasis has been on theater. What we ultimately would like to do is offer a strings program. And
what do you mean by strings?
Violin, cellos, you know, an orchestral program.
Not guitar, mandolin, or bazooka?
No, yeah, we do want to start
so
a
you're counting me in.
We do need guitar teachers. We've been talking to Jimmy Scrivens about doing that. And I know you're a fabulous guitar player. I haven't heard you, but that's the rumor.
It's just rumor.
Yeah, well, we'll take you on rumor, you know. But
I hold my own.
You know, guitar classes always get people in the door. In my past life, when I was at a career school for the arts, our guitar class, we offered one and we ended up with 8 because everybody
guitarists are cool.
Yeah, that's it.
But you know what? No, in all seriousness, you can't carry your piano around unless you have a portable keyboard. You can't put your trombone in your back pocket. You can take a guitar everywhere, or a mandolin, or ukuleles are huge right now. You know, stringed instruments, and they're fun and they're easy to learn.
No, they're not. They're still about that.
They got these little. Well, anyways.
Did you have the drum roll over there so you can?
To the boom.
Yeah.
All right. All right. He's on fire. Okay, let's take a breath. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and I'm Doc. I was going to say community theater. Chautauqua Sunrise. You're converting me here. I'm Doc Hamels with Rick Mascaro, and we're talking about the arts. We're talking about performances and theater and all kinds of good stuff here.
And Doc dressing up like a
Japanese guy, Japanese man, gentleman of Japan. And if you give us a call, have a question for Rick or myself, give us a call at 753-5225, or you can Twitter us or whatever. Okay, so it sounds like up to this point you're doing what I would consider, I don't mean to be insulting, parlor kind of theater, like small, low cost, without like big scenery and lights and like we have here.
That was the original concept. The original concept the original concept was called Juice Box Production, Organic Production.
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
Juice Box Organic Production. And it was to do numerous plays for various places, done very simply with little lighting, with little anything. That concept has changed since we've gone into this fine arts center motif. Things have changed a little bit.
Okay.
We are in the process of working with a place in Westfield that we're hoping will be our home somewhere down the line.
Okay.
That we hope to have a gallery in, and a black box theater, and some classroom space. We also have worked with Presbyterian Church in Westfield. They are allowing us to use an entire floor of their office space to teach classes in, so we're going to have that available.
All right, we got, we'll wind up here. Black box theater. You're using terms I'm not familiar with.
Well, this is kind of like, if this were bigger, a black box theater is a large room with black curtains all the way around with lighting above, and you can configure it however you want to. You have seating that can go around the edges, or you do it at one end. Or,
like, almost like theater and around.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, but simplistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
And very adaptable to any situation.
Okay. So you can move things around.
Right. I mean, proscenium stages are nice, but proscenium stages are very limiting as to what you could do. I would much rather work in a place like this than a big fancy theater.
Well, actually, you know, we probably do a lot like that here. You may not realize this, but we've done debates here. I did Tai Chi over there. We did makeup. We've had music here. So, I mean, we do move things around. And, well, what do you know, Randy? We're a black box theater TV show.
No, you're only half black box because there's two walls.
Well, we can do better.
All right, we can paint or something.
We can do better.
Good.
Chuck Kelsey, take note. Okay. So these performances, are they humor? Are they serious? Are they romantic? I'm trying to think of different genres of theater.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Anything I missed?
Nothing you missed. But yeah, we're doing all sorts of things, and one of our goals is we're trying to find things that are general public oriented, that are non-offensive to the general public, and to make it family type entertainment that anybody could bring a kid to and be okay with that.
I just got a question. I'm not making this up. I hear things. The question was satire. Would you do like Mark Twain or?
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah, we would. Yeah, we'll do anything. One of our goals is, as with Linda, we would like to perform the works of as many playwrights, and you'd be surprised how many people have already come up to us and said, "Yeah, I got a play. I don't know if you'd like it or not, but here it is." And you know, if it's decent or needs some work, we'd love to do that. You know,
I've written things, and I've actually written short stories and things that never have gone to publish. But I write also, but I've never even. How do you even write a play? Plays are difficult. I'd have to think about that one.
You know, novels are lengthy, but you have as much room as you need to say what you want to say. Plays have 2, maybe 3 acts that you have to do. You have to tell a whole story in a very concise manner.
Right.
So,
plus all the accoutrements that go with it.
Right.
All right. So for the audience right now, you know, I know what it's like to produce a TV show now. I know what it's like to produce a band to go out and play and all the background. I don't think anybody has an appreciation what it would take to do a full production, and I don't know what I mean by full production. But could you just kind of walk us through, like, day one, you walk in and you say, okay, we're going to do this particular performance, and other than making a decision, what happens next after? Pick anything, pick one title and go from there. What do you got to do?
If let's say if you do a major musical, I'll use a major musical because people that go see them say, wasn't that nice, but they really don't think about what happened up to that point. Usually most musicals on a non-professional basis give themselves 8 weeks to put that together.
Okay.
Yeah, give them 2 months. And before you begin, you have to sit down either by yourself or a committee and read the script and see if it's apropos for what you're doing. Figure out what it's going to look like when you put it on stage. And usually all of these musicals have multiple scenes, multiple sets, so you have to figure out how to have the Eiffel Tower in one scene and have it look real and have it come out as 3D. close the curtain and open it up and have it be somebody's bedroom, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
You have to figure out the building sets of it, and that's really an area all into its own as far as developing sets and figuring out how they can fly. Fly means where you could pull them up into the ceiling.
Oh, I don't do that either. I don't dance and I don't fly. No flying.
And then
Well, of course, I had a lot of Dramamine.
You'd look good flying with your kimono, and your high eyebrows.
No.
Anyway,
No.
choreography is difficult. People don't realize that one song that you see on stage that is a dance number and a music and vocalized and has lines in it probably takes a week's worth of time to put everything together to get that number done.
Probably on a part-time basis because everybody's working.
Right. Especially with community theater, you're kind of stuck on the 7 to 10 o'clock.
How do you pick the people to be in there? Are people knocking down your door trying to get into these shows, or is it people are kind of timid? I would think right now they're still kind of developing this concept again.
It's funny because since there hasn't been any theater in the area community-wise, people are a little bit hesitant. And people that live in Westfield now are different than the people that I knew when I was here. So
they're a little older.
They are a little bit older.
They look a little different.
So they are a little hesitant to get on board. But my preference is a lot of people cast and have people read and sing, and I do that to a point. But my love is to get people involved in theater that have never been in theater, that just want to try it.
Yeah.
And there are small parts, there's medium parts, there's large parts, and maybe you want to get somebody experienced as your lead, but maybe you want to give somebody a chance to do something and get their foot wet. I don't do a lot of auditions. If you want to be in one of my shows, and I can't speak for the rest of the directors out there, you'll be in a show.
If somebody wants to say, okay, I'm interested, how would they get a hold of you? Do we have a phone number for you?
Here, I wrote these down. Yes, you have a phone number for me. My phone number is 864, and that's still my South Carolina number. I have to keep that forever because I have so many people. 864-723-8600 is my phone number.
Okay.
Our email and our name, by the way, is Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Our Gmail is lscfta@gmail.com. LSCFTA, Lakeshore Center for the Arts @gmail.com. And we have a new webpage. We're just getting rid of another one. I'll give you our new webpage. You can go to our webpage, which is Lakeshore Center for the Arts.blogspot.com.
Okay.
And if you got one of those and you want to get some of the other ones and you didn't write it down,
and they can always, and folks, as I've told you in the past, if you see something on this show and you forget, you can call us here at the studio. We could always contact Rick or any other guest in the past if you want some information. We'll be happy to relay that information. So if you do, he's already got that there. So let's leave it up there for a little bit because it's not exactly real quick to write all that down. Has he got that? Lakeshore Center for the Arts. He got it.
He's quick.
He is good.
He's just quick. Not only is he cute, he's quick.
Okay.
You don't think he's cute. All
right. So you picked the thing. You said, okay, how's it going to look? So obviously you've got a location to do this performance. You've maybe said, okay, you can do this part, you do that part. What about licensures and copyright and costumes and all that jazz? What?
It's very expensive, and usually, and this is the part that people don't think about. Westfield, in the Westfield area, when I did plays, I was charging $10, and people are like, "Oh my God, that's a lot of money to go see a play." And I want to go, "No, it's not."
That's what a pack of cigarettes costs now.
That's right. You can go to a play for the same amount of money you can buy a pack of cigarettes for, but you pay a royalty. That's how people that write plays make money. You know this is they have to pay a royalty, and for a musical. Usually the royalty is like $300 for an amateur. For an amateur performance, it's $300 a show. So if you do 2 weekends of 3 shows a weekend, that's 6 shows, and that's $1,800.
You got to do $300 per show?
Yeah, per show.
I did not know that.
Per
I thought it was one.
No.
Wow.
No. And sadly, I wish some of the New York City people and the Chicago people that run all these publishing houses could run a small community theater and realize that how much money that is. You know? Because you just about break even. Usually in community theater, you lose money unless you're really good at raising money, but it's expensive.
So you do advertising and patrons and all that stuff?
Right, yeah, we're in the process of that. And we really would like, here, this is my camera? We need you. We need you to be a patron, and go to our website. You could sign up and help us there, but we would love for you to be a member. We would love for you to donate to our cause. We would love for you to get involved with us. The other part is...
I thought I was on a telethon there for a minute. You were so sincere.
You're
supposed to go like this. Call this number.
Show the kids without violins down at the or whatever. Yeah.
There's nothing there. Yeah. What's missing here? Okay, so you pay the performance fee to somebody, whoever that somebody is. There's a clearinghouse of some sort.
Dramatist, play service.
So what do you get for your $300 performance from them?
You get your scripts. Well, see, that's just for performance rights. You also have to rent. You have to rent your. For musicals, you have to rent your scripts. You have to rent your orchestration music.
You rent music?
Yeah, which is.
Why didn't you just make a photocopy the first time? You can't do that, right?
I never did that.
No,
Samuel.
I didn't do that. I just memorized things. But you were
superintendent, right?
No, we never. I was just making a point that you cannot do that. That's against the law.
You can't do that.
Can't do that. That's wrong, because if it was your show,
maybe if you really have to.
If it was your production,
that's right.
It's money out of your pocket.
That's right.
And in all seriousness, that's still an issue in the performing arts, right? Is it music or theater that people are constantly pirating things, taking videos, putting it on YouTube, selling things and like that. So it's a big issue. But yeah, no, I'm not proposing that. The point I was making is don't do this at home.
YouTube has made it real interesting, because when people do plays, they like to videotape parts of it and put it on YouTube, and you have to have a special licensure to do that. A lot of people don't, but a lot of times you'll see your cousin or your nephew in a play, and a week later it's gone because it says
shut it down.
Yep, they shut it down. And then they fine you.
Okay, so you rent the music, don't copy it. You pay for the performance rights.
Right.
All right, so now we've got people, the stage, we got scripts and all that sort of thing. I mean, what if all right, let's talk about music. What do you do for music?
It all depends. Some companies offer a program, a computer program that will fill in any instrumentations you need. If you have a piano player that can play the basic piano part, they have a computer program that'll play trumpet parts, violin parts, etc. It's different companies call it different things. Musicola, or
and of course that drives us musicians crazy. But how in the world would you find all those pieces in a small company?
Where do you find an oboe and all that sort of stuff?
I've seen where they will have a couple, 3 different pieces, and then at least to get a real feel to the music.
Right.
Having a hi-hat crashing or whatever, a cymbal, just really brings out the true sound of a production. So, all right. Well, what if there's musicians that are watching right now? Are you looking for musicians?
Oh my goodness, yeah. If you've played pit bands before or are competent, like a guitarist that can play 8 chords, you could probably play a show.
Yeah.
So,
ready for another story?
Yeah.
Okay. I was teaching with my good friend. Do you know Bob Terryberry? Okay, Bob is with a little theater over in Jamestown. He's a director and so forth. Anyways, Bob and I taught together, and we did a production over the Reg, which was the Palace at that time in Jamestown. And we had all our students, children with disabilities and so forth, and we did sort of an original thing he put together, built on Shel Silverstein's poems and things of this nature. And I was the band with one other kid, with a kid, and I did all the music on my guitar. And I think this one student, he didn't want a talking part, so he was my percussionist, and we were down in the pit. So that was my claim to fame of playing in a theater. We got a phone call. Would you like to take a phone call?
Sure, we'll take a phone call.
Morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Doc. Good morning, Rick. Man, this show is just crazy. I'm really enjoying it.
This is a crazy
It's
show.
post-Thanksgiving. We're all got these sugar highs here. What's up?
I gotta ask, for somebody like me that's not good at memorizing, how do people memorize these plays? I mean, some of them have a lot of lines, and I just don't know how they can keep it in their heads, and I don't care how many times I go over something, I'm not going to remember it. Just how do you do it?
The best way to do it, the best way that I've learned to do it is if you have a girlfriend or a wife or a good buddy or whatever, is just to run lines with them with the scene that you're in. And you know what? People look for an easy way to do it. There is no easy way to do it. I mean, there are, once you find the easiest way for you to do it, that's good. But really, it takes hours and hours of sitting down. I love to go in the hot tub. I sit in the hot tub and read lines and run them in my head. But spending time with them is, I put them on note cards too, where I'll put my cue down and what my line is, that sort of thing.
It's just amazing. I mean, when I go to a play, it's just, I mean, you're talking about one of the plays you were in. I've been to the version in the cemetery of Spoon River, and
yeah, in Jamestown.
And each actor's got several parts.
Yeah,
it's like I have no idea how they can, remember all of them. All of a sudden you're switching to a different character, and it amazes me. I mean, some people are, to me, they're smart. I mean, there's no way I could do it. I mean, it's just.
Caller, I don't think it's smart. It's a skill.
I think you should come try it. I think you should come down and work with us and get us, start out with a small part and go from there. The best way to figure out how to do it is to do it.
Now, have you ever had anybody get up on stage and totally stage fright, or are they pretty much past that stage in rehearsals?
Yes, I have.
So what do you do when all of a sudden there's your play going in front of people and somebody just
I was doing The Wizard of Oz one time, and my Dorothy was this cute little girl, and she was sick, and I didn't even know it, but she was on, and all of a sudden she said on stage, "I have to go see the Munchkins," and she ran off stage and passed out. Cold. So here, this was in high school, college production, and of course there was this female who wanted that role to begin with that knew every single line in that play after she went down, and she said, "I'll do it, Mass." So she went in and did it. So I lucked out on that one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's great.
Great story.
I guess the second thing is just stagecraft. I've been to little theater when they're setting up for a play. I took a tour, and it's just amazing how artistic people are. It's like I can't even imagine stuff they're building, and they're actually imagining it and building it, and it's really hard. I mean, I wouldn't even know what to use. I think plywood and stuff. But
well, you know what? We're here for people like you that have an interest in doing that, but haven't done it before. That's what this organization is going to be for.
That sounds great. I mean, the most I think I ever was in a church play when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
A shepherd or something where you don't do any
Yeah.
talking. So that's me, the extra that just stands there and doesn't do anything.
That's where you all start. You know, every great actor probably had a small part at some point. Hey, caller, if you want, there's the information on the screen, and why don't you give Rick a call or contact him, okay?
Send me your email, and I'll send you what's coming up, so you can get involved if you want to. We'd love to have you get involved.
Oh, it sounds fun. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
You know that's something the caller just said. It's fun. It is fun.
It is fun.
People don't. It's work, but it's fun.
Until a week before you open. And then
yeah.
you're going, why do I do this to myself? Kind of thing.
I got a question that popped up. Teleprompters. Nobody uses teleprompters, do they? Just old rock and rollers that can't remember the words.
Yeah. No.
I know. I've seen where people put sheets of paper on the floor, or they'll write things on the back of their hand, or I suppose somebody needs something once in a while, some kind of a cue. I've also seen, don't you have somebody that stands in the wings and says, "Move! Go to your stage
There's
right."
a stage manager, but a stage manager is usually making sure people get off, get on, that sets get moved. And,
Yeah.
nobody's in the way when
Nobody's
people are
prompting
coming
them.
off stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, nobody's prompting them.
Okay. Well, and I was sitting here wondering, do you do Shakespeare? I mean, that's
Absolutely.
Pretty, yeah, that's all that forsooth.
I don't have it scheduled yet, but Westfield has that big crafts fair during the summer in the park.
Yeah.
I really want to do Romeo and Juliet in the Presbyterian Church. I think that would be so much fun down there.
Oh my
to do that.
gosh.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Kent, you know Kent Knappenberger.
Absolutely.
Kent,
He's been on the show here.
Kent's got a lot of kids.
I carried his Grammy.
Oh,
I
yeah?
didn't touch it.
Did you?
You're not allowed to touch it, but I carried it in the box.
Yeah, Kent's a good guy. We talked
wonderful.
the other day about putting together community theater and school theater and doing
Merge
some
them
stuff.
together. Oh, that would be terrific.
And again, that's what this is about too. So, let me mention too.
Go ahead.
That's the area I talked about from northeast to East Aurora to Jamestown. If you're in a town like Stockton or Cassadaga or any of those places and would like to have a class offered or would like a performance brought into your library or whatever, we're interested in getting satellite locations where we could take stuff. So if you're a library that would like to offer your community whatever we're going to have going on our list of things to do, we want to be a satellite group too that can go out into the various towns and stuff to do stuff.
Now, how much do you pay your actors?
Same as you and I get paid.
So it's all volunteer. It's just for fun.
Yep.
But it's taken seriously, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. We got 2 phone calls backed up. This is unheard of. All right, let's go to caller number 1. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Say, I was wondering, are you doing anything else besides theater and music?
Yes. I didn't hit that too much. We're going to be doing, in fact, we have art classes lined up. We are also into like quilting, folk art stuff too. We're doing folk arts, we're doing art, we're doing music, we're doing vocal music, we're doing all kind of good stuff. What particular are you interested in doing?
Well, I was just wondering, I'd like to learn how to paint maybe.
Yeah. We have a number of teachers that are going to be working with us. Ange Cash from Westfield, Bentavina, I think is her married name, is going to be doing one of our classes for us. She's out at Woodbury Vineyards and has a gallery out there who will be doing classes.
Great.
So
great.
Yeah.
And what if I have somebody who's interested in writing?
To teach or to take a class?
To take a class.
Yeah, Linda Lavid, who is a professional published writer, is going to be doing a class for us this winter. We're going to have our catalog out. We're going to start classes in February at the Presbyterian Church, and we will have all of our class offerings out soon.
Okay, great. Thank you. I look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, come be in a play too. If you like to paint, come work on sets. I have a theater bias because that's my background. So if you like to do that kind of stuff, come work with us. We'd love to see you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Bye.
Okay, that was caller 2, so we're going on to caller number 3. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Doc. Good morning, Rick. This
Hi.
is Linda Spalding.
Hi, Linda. How are you? I'm
good, thank you. And it's so good to see your guest, Rick, and all the creative things that you're doing in the community.
Well, thank you. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Linda, have you ever been in a play?
Oh, yes.
Like what?
Oh, well, I belong to a little acting group here in Chautauqua, and of course, Doug got me started in a lot of things because he put on a lot of plays. He acted himself.
Mm-hmm.
He was a play director. He taught speech on the ground. And my mother had a very interesting acting career in Buffalo, in the little theaters there. In fact, she studied at the Studio Theater years and years ago when it was an acting school.
Yeah.
And they had representatives from New York City. And she studied professional acting. And I watched her for years. She was just great.
This is your mother?
Yes.
What was her stage name?
Well, she just had her own name.
Oh,
it was
I was like Lulu or...
No. Dorothy O'Connor. She,
Oh, the famous Dorothy O'Connor.
It was a Dorothy, yes.
Yeah, she was really, really good. And I was amazed because I never thought that I'd be interested in it. You know, my mother did it. I went to all of her plays. I watched how she did things and tips that she gave. And then when I married Doug, he got me into different little plays. In fact, the first time I ever really acted was for a passion play that he put on at St. Mary's.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It was really excellent. It was taken from the writings of Kahlil Gibran,
Okay.
Jesus, the Son of Man. And I couldn't believe that I enjoyed doing it so much. And so that was quite a while ago. And so I've been in little plays. I really enjoy it. And I appreciate the theater. It's a wonderful mode of expression.
Yeah.
It really is. And you know what? If you enjoy it that much, you should come join us.
Oh, well, you know, I'd love to. But right now, you know, I'm so busy working and everything else.
Well, quit your job and go act.
Jeez,
it's simple.
Embark on my acting career.
There you go.
So, but it's just great to see you on the show. I'm so glad you're doing this for the community.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, thank you.
And Kent Knappenberger is a great person, too.
Awesome.
Kent's great. He's a good guy.
He is. He really is. And very talented. He's a musical genius, there's no doubt.
He is.
I'm just amazed at all the instruments he can play.
Yep.
I went and saw his Mascaro the other night, and it was really excellent. Did a really good job.
I bet it was.
So, Linda, what's going on at the office?
Well, I just wanted to announce that we do have the Senior Employment Program at the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging. Also, our computer training program that is free at the Westfield Peterson Library, at the Brockton Library, at the Dunkirk Free Library, and the Jamestown Office for the Aging. So if you need help with anything, we have peer coaches there. It's on a one-to-one basis. And, of course, they're still doing counseling for people at our office. I think the date's coming up soon where the open enrollment will be ending. So if anybody has any questions or needs help, they should call our office for aging.
Okay, Linda, thanks as always for calling in, and I look forward to seeing you on the big stage.
Oh, I look forward to taking part in all of these things. I just wanted to mention our phone number in Mayville is 753-4471 for any aging services that you're interested in.
All right. Well, you have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next time, okay?
Okay. It's been a pleasure watching this.
Great. Thank you.
We're having a good time, Linda.
I can see that.
Okay, folks, we're going to be wrapping up here. We've only got a minute and 50-some seconds left of the show. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and my guest is Rick Mascaro, and he's going to wrap things up. Rick, what do you want to tell people in the next minute or so? You do public speaking. Go for it. Don't let me get in the way. You go.
Now I'm down to a minute 41. I told you before that we were in the process of getting our 501c3. This is something that is pulled together. We already have like 40-something people involved in this organization, and I want to get a lot more. This is a vision for not just me, but a lot of people that enjoy the arts, that want to take part in it. This is a group where you could take part in it, you could take classes in it, you could learn how to do it, you can go see performances, you can go see dances, you can ask us to come out to your community. We're very sincere in our efforts and our desires to bring the arts back full force to everybody, you know, little kids through adults, but a lot for adults out there, because the adults out there really have not had a lot. And especially along the lakeshore. And I don't include Jamestown. And Jamestown, if you were thinking I'm saying there's not anything, I know there are, and I applaud you for all that you guys are doing there. But for the little towns that adults have nowhere to take or no venue that they could do anything in the arts, that's what we're here for. And we'd really like to get you involved. And hopefully we are going to be in full force. Not hopefully, we will be in full force soon. We've got shows coming up on February 14th and 21st, and keep us in mind.
Okay.
Go to our website. Check
I
out
want to
what's
thank
going
Rick
on.
for coming on the show today. You're going to have to come back and maybe bring some of your actors. Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. I'm glad you were able to join us. I don't know where I went. There I am. Disappeared. I was just censored or something like that. I want to thank the crew here once again for putting on our show this morning. Rick, please come back.
Will do.
All
Thank
right.
you, Doc.
Take care. We'll see you all next time.